We always have this joke, and I heard this before I came to Carleton, and it was like the snowstorm clears up by the fourth quarter, and so it's basically being like there's a snowstorm in Ottawa until the women's fourth quarter, because then as soon as the women's fourth quarter, the stands are full because everyone's trying to get there for the men's games. I mean, I think we did get recognition, but there definitely could have been a little more. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they lost, so there was definitely a story on that because it was their first time in a while. But I mean, even if they did win, I feel like they would have got more coverage than us, even though we have made history for our program specifically. I mean, they still got coverage even though we did win, so yeah, definitely. I do think that because they have been winning and had that record of so long, that obviously it was a sad moment that they lost, but I feel like it did kind of take away a little bit from our win because, again, like Carleton's kind of been known as a men's basketball program and stuff like that, so to hear that they lost is kind of almost more of a shock than anything than for us to win. So I do think that even though like we had a super big accomplishment and something like that, that there was a little bit of taken away based off of their loss, just because it was such a big deal, because it hadn't happened in 13 or 14 years, something like that. So yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't prolonged. It was kind of just like, oh, they won, made history, and then it was, you don't hear about it, and then we got our rings. And then we heard about it, and now we probably won't talk about it again. Yeah, no, I was very happy she did that, and I totally agreed with her because I just think it's just a little unfair that the men's game got more coverage than us, and even originally, like, people come to the more fans go to the men's game than our game, even though we did win this past year. But even Capital Hoops, like, yeah, I mean, I think the attendance, we didn't really have that many fans, and I feel like it was more like broadcasted for the guys than the women's team, I would say. So yeah, I definitely agree with her in this sense because I think it does need to be recognized because, I mean, both of our teams are working hard, putting in the work, and we both want to win, so I don't see why we can't get the same recognition. I love Heather. I'm always Team Heather, so I'm 100% by her side, and I have her back no matter what, but it was very apparent, and I'm so happy she did that, and I want to kind of like keep that momentum going as Heather's gone, but it needed to be said. Like, it was kind of like the elephant in the room, like everybody knew about it, and it was so apparent, but nobody wanted to like kind of get out there and step on that and make that apparent and say it out loud. But I think Carleton has always had, like, since I've been here, since before I've been here, I've always kind of known even like both men's and women program as like being that gritty, like hustle team that, like, yes, they might have a lot of talent and skill, but at the end of the day, like, they'll just out hustle you and work you and be physical and stuff like that. So I think that's always been that. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're working hard every day. I feel like generally everyone has the same goal, they want to win. And I feel like we're working hard, so I feel like we should also get the same recognition just as the men's team because they're also working very hard, and I don't think that should even be a stigma anymore, like male athletes compared to female athletes, because there are some female athletes that are better than male athletes, but I just think generally there should be more coverage around the world and just more talk about it because, like, we're also human beings that are putting in this time and effort to do what we love also, so I think there should just be recognition as well. I think as much as I'm focused on playing, it's apparent, but some things you can't worry about in that sense, but again, like, now's the time, like, again, especially like with the whole women's movement, like Me Too and stuff like that, like, time's up that now's the time for women to share their voice, whether that be like dramatic cases like what's going on in other countries or simple cases of sport.